Look at the fashion plate. We might be in Decatur, Tennessee, but we're looking as good as ever. Look at this. Huh?
Straight from London.
Yeah.
That's in England.
Yeah.
These people don't know that.
That's the Aaron Stephen collection, for those of you who didn't know that. Right? Look at that thing. What's that made out of? That's made out of single, is that sheep?
It's expensive, that's all I know.
It's expensive. It's not silkworm, but it is from the Aaron Stephen collection. Victorious already tonight. Got to cut it off. I mean, this guy's got a line out the door. So this is the deal that we're going to cut.
What's going on, Danny?
We're going to sell this keg right here for
what?
Well, the shirt too. We're not going to sell a keg.
No,
Keg's $200.
Yeah,
This is elite beer.
Personalized.
This is for our kegger, our private kegger, baby.
Okay, but we will.
But you get
We'll sell
yourself
the keg.
the best tag team shirt in the business, and baby, that's an FAK team fact.
So now-
a troublemaker's fact.
This is a DLZ right here. Is it true that you guys are Trevor Murdoch's nephew?
That's for you. That's for you to find out.
That's between us and Trevor.
Okay. All right.
Why don't you ask him?
Good point.
Can you sign it?
Carson, what do you think of Decatur?
Decatur?
Yeah.
Well, I've been trying to sell 8x10s this whole time, and all I take is card. Apparently, credit cards haven't been brought out here yet. This is my main man, my main squeeze, but not that way, Aaron Williams.
I'm just here to make sure nobody beats him up.
Yeah. Well, you know, yeah. They got to get cards invented. They're made out of plastic, so they haven't
invented plastic yet.
Yeah.
No, I can't say that.
Yeah, that was, driver's license might still be on wood. That's it. I'm telling you. This is a special DLZ. So what the deal we're going to cut? That's okay. If anybody wants to be bitten, we're giving it away for $10.
Oh, ooh. Make me some money. Let me bite you.
Friends, William Patrick Corrigan of the National Wrestling Alliance, the most storied promotion in all of wrestling history. Saturday, January 11th, Forney, Texas. The National Wrestling Alliance is coming to town. Saturday, January 11th, come see the great stars of the National Wrestling Alliance. Wrestling as it's meant to be. Because when you're hot, and when you're not,
Everybody hear that?
Yeah, I heard
That's
it.
good.
that was pretty solid.
That was pretty solid.
Yeah, thank you.
Well done. Well done.
Yeah.
Well, we had
Welcome.
Santa Claus
Welcome
last
to
week.
this is the NWA show celebrating the past, present, future, history, legacy, and tradition of the greatest pro wrestling entity of all time. Of course, we're talking about the National Wrestling Alliance. Kyle, does your mic work?
Swap your mic.
It does work.
No. Sorry,
Mine's
Kyle.
not working.
Kyle's probably making a lot of valid points right now.
I quit.
Full of
I
happiness.
was actually holding off because
Okay.
usually he just jumps in now.
He
So
does. He
like
loves
that.
jumping in.
Nah, I quit. I quit.
So,
I'm done. I'm done. Bye.
and,
How y'all doing?
Wait,
Quit.
poor Kyle. What's going on with Kyle? Hold
Kyle just sent in his 2 weeks. New year, new
Oh.
me.
Welcome everybody else, and welcome Danny Dealz and Joe Galli, and welcome all of you people in the chat. Thank you for being here. Make sure you share this out. Tell everybody we're hanging out. It's the last live stream of 2024 right here. You're in it. This is history in the making, which is why I wore this hat.
Love it.
So, yeah. Anyway, how are you guys doing?
You know, honestly, it's been a tough week. I'm sure we're going to talk about what happened with the passing of Jax Dane and that being really hard on everybody in the NWA. And I want to thank all of our great fans out there that reached out and sent messages. Some people sent DMs and comments and prayers and all kinds of other stuff. So I want to thank all of them for being with us in this time with the unexpected loss of an incredible man. Who Dealz? I mean, you knew him for years. You're so connected with him. I mean, there's so many great memories.
Yeah, no, he was my friend away from the business. Even we actually lived about 10 minutes from each other. Not even.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
I want to share one story. This will be quick. So this is our last time that we were shooting at the Skyway Studios in Nashville, and I had forgotten something important in my hotel room. I think it was my broadcast jacket. And we were an hour away from showtime, maybe an hour and a half. And I was like, I have to get back to this hotel. So I just ran out hoping to run into somebody with car keys. And here comes Jax Dane in this lifted pickup truck that's like a mini monster truck.
He didn't give you the key.
$70,000 Dodge Ram that he rolled up in. And I was like, I need to get back to the hotel. And he just threw me the keys to this giant truck of his.
He gave you the keys.
He just threw the keys to me.
It means he liked you.
No questions at all. Just threw the keys and said, I'll see you when you get back.
Hey, does this work?
It does. I heard you before, Kyle.
Oh, yeah. No, I was just saying I quit. I'm done. I'm done. You got the 2 weeks right thing.
Yes.
You can't quit, Kyle. I need you.
Yeah.
That means he likes you if you gave the keys. Yeah.
What are we talking about? We're talking about Jax?
We're talking about Jax.
Yeah,
I
we're
shared a
talking
nice
about
story
Jax.
about an interaction I had with him in Nashville. He's just an upstanding dude, and we're going to miss him. And, there's some arrangements and stuff that I believe are happening. I don't know how much we could share personally on it. I still need to dig into that. But again, thank you to all the fans out there that reached out to us and that knew him well. And of course, you knew him well from all of the great matches that he's had here in the NWA and everywhere else.
Yeah. I knew Jax since TNA, or maybe before that. I knew him before that. We became friends at TNA. I knew him before that, though. Yeah. He was a good dude. He didn't like to travel with a lot of people. He liked to travel with me for some reason, though. So,
you're a good road guy.
Yeah, you're good people.
We spent a lot of time riding together, and he's a good guy.
Big bucket of win.
You needed anything, he'd be there for you, for sure.
That was when I stole his gear. Because
he
used to tell me I looked like a little mini Jax Dane.
Yeah.
And so
I was going to say we kept that picture on here for forever.
I've never actually seen the proper promo picture I took of him, but I'm dressed exactly like him, posed just like him in this promo photo. I've never seen the photo, but Jax was somebody who one of the very few people that you will never hear a bad thing about. Even though we're in the professional wrestling business, there is a number of very questionable individuals that we have in the world, in every field, and wrestling is a bunch of people trying to be something they're not. Jax was one of the few people that didn't have to really pretend to be better than he was. If anything, the character you saw on TV was nowhere near a proper representation of how good, how strong, how emotionally and physically strong he was as a person. And he's just seriously one of the most respected individuals you're ever going to meet in wrestling. And I think that is something that you can't say about most people.
Yeah, he looked like a big mean son of a bitch, but he wasn't.
He was one of the most intimidating guys that I saw. I remember being scared to death of him in the back. And for anybody that doesn't know, I get to do a little bit for behind the scenes with the NWA too. And I remember, I tried to make it a big deal to be respectful and nice to everyone that I came across, and I know that wrestling's a very, it's a family, it's a, I'm from the outside. I didn't grow up working, or I didn't, I wasn't always a wrestler or anything. And I remember one time I had to get something from Jax, and I was intimidated by him, and he was talking to someone, so I kind of waded off into the corner, or waited off on the corner and just like waited for him to finish. And then I was like, yeah, Jax, I'm sorry to bother you. Sorry to bother you. And he reached out and he put his hand on my shoulder. And he was like, hey, you walked in here since day one and you've been so respectful. And I appreciate how kind you've been and appreciative of our time you've been. If you need anything, stop hesitating to ask me because I want to help you. And I've never forgotten that. Like, it was, I don't know, it was like the most kind way somebody's ever put it. And I've always just appreciated him for that and made sure to, like, every time I saw him to go up to him and talk to him. And his I don't know, his passing hit me harder than I expected. Anything like that too. It just drove me crazy because he was one of the most kind, generous people inside and outside of the ring. Like, he was just a good dude, intimidating as hell. I feel like he was even bigger in real life than he seemed like on TV, and he seemed huge on TV. He was just a big bastard. And just
he was strong. We did a show years ago in Indiana somewhere, and he Samoan dropped me and two other people at the same time. He had all three of us on his shoulders.
It's insane.
The other two guys were bigger than me too. I know I'm not that big, but the other two guys, they had a little bit more size on them. And all three of us.
Joe Kazan in the chat saying Jax was such a great person. He was a locker room leader. I can never have thanked him enough for being a mentor and a leader here at JCP as well as the main show. He was doing work working with Thrillbilly and Joe Kazan promotion Southeast for that Southeastern Heavyweight Championship. So that's
we'll do a couple of those together.
He carried that. Billy Corgan's quote for him, I wish I had it to pull up right here. It just was one of the best ones. There's some people that reach this like respect of a champion from winning championships, and then there are some people that get it because of the person that they are. And Jax was one of those people. Like, you knew that he was the most decorated man in the locker room, but he didn't carry himself like he was better than anyone. I don't know. It's hard to explain. Like, there was respect given to Jack's name. Every single person respected him and wanted, to do whatever he thought was best. And he took that advantage to like make the locker room better and to make the backstage better, like positive, and the morale high. When you're in that position, you could do anything, but he chose to make everything better because of who he was. And so obviously I'm not alone, and I don't have as many great stories as a lot of his peers have, but I could not say enough good things about Jack Stain.
Yeah. No, yeah, you're right. I had about 10 stories just in my head and brain at the same time, but so I got them all jumbled together. But yeah, no, he'll definitely be missed by a lot of people. I don't think people realize how long he'd been around either, in Japan and Ring of Honor and all over the place. So it was, it's definitely not just us; it's everybody else. It's the whole business. It's tough.
Well, I think it says something for somebody that, like, he's not a guy that you saw on mainstream pro wrestling TV all the time. Like, he was never like that person that was like he wasn't like in a main event at SummerSlam or whatever. And yet every single person in any position throughout the wrestling industry I saw on X this past week or on Facebook or wherever else, putting over Jack Stain, talking about what a great guy he was. And not many people could get that, I don't think. So I think it's a testament to the kind of guy he is.
Yeah, definitely will be missed. And then again, if we have any information about how you can send stuff to the family or flowers or whatever, I'm sure that we'll be sharing that on the NWA social media accounts. But we have to focus on what's happening now as well. It's what Jack Stain would want. He'd want people to tune in and watch NWA Power this Tuesday. 2 huge matches. And it doesn't get any bigger or better than this. The NWA World Heavyweight Championship is on the line. That man in the middle defending against the biggest nemesis, I think, of his entire career, EC3, once again trying to hold on to the 10 pounds of gold. But Tom Latimer stands in his way. He is the top of the mountain, and you don't want to miss that barn burner of a main event that's coming up tomorrow on Power. And an even crazier match. I can't even believe that we can even come close, but here we go. There's a shark, or at least a shark cage. Is it Shark Week? I don't know, but maybe for these guys it is. Knox and Murdoch defending the NWA World Tag Team Championships against Blunt Force Trauma. And the key of this with Aaron, of as Deal says, my favorite person ever, has devised a scheme to put Eric Smalls into the shark cage. So tune in for that. And apparently he's gotten his own shark cage. I don't know where you go and buy a shark cage. I don't know where you procure one. But Aaron Stevens says he has gone above and beyond to find the perfect shark cage for Eric Smalls.
Well, Aaron is a man of the world. And so if anybody could find one,
he probably went shark diving in Belize or something,
Yeah.
Seems to have a custom shark cage for Eric Smalls. I mean, somebody is trying to avoid getting hit in the balls.
I believe Aaron is a friend of Jacques Cousteau as well.
Late Cousteau, who's been dead for like 33 years.
I was about to say,
he's still friends with the family.
Him and Steve Irwin.
There's a junior. I will say, and we want to, obviously, like you said, Jackson would want the show to go on and us to talk about what's going on. He spent a lot of time promoting the National Wrestling Alliance, especially in this era, but he is a former champion. All those titles that you just saw, he's held. And Dealz, I just wanted to make sure people know that this is, you said, available right now, right? This shirt.
That shirt, yeah, you could get that shirt on demand right now. And I'm going to kick some money back to the family. Jax's family.
Yep.
Not Dealz' family.
No, not me. Yeah. But that is a great that's a great design. Hibon, you'd be, well, maybe you wouldn't be surprised because you know how good he is, but he whipped that up fairly quickly. And it's a great design, better than the one that was in my brain when we were talking about it.
Yeah, it looks
good. And
Jack
Stain holding the 10 pounds of gold.
If I've got that particular coupon code, Dealz, could I use that?
It should be active actually until tomorrow. Yeah, the one we were talking about last week, the buy 2024.
There you go.
Yeah.
20% off in the shop right now. This shirt, though, as Dealz mentioned, proceeds are going to go back to the family. Jax, his wife, and his son,
his wife and the son. Yeah.
You got to scroll down to the bottom if you're going on to the website right now. You can.
I've got to move it. I've got to move it to the top, but I made it active and I did it on mobile, and it was a pain to move to the top. So I was going to move to the top when we came on. So
it's a whole thing. This website,
it is a whole thing, but I can do it once we get off here. But I might still be able to do it while we're on here, really. But
we're a small team. We're all doing
right now. It's at the bottom. Well, on mobile, it won't allow me to edit that part. I got to get on the laptop, and so I made it active like right before we went on, because I was still. There's things you have to do when you make things.
I'm definitely going to get mine. I'm going to go ahead and order mine, but this is very cool. A great looking shirt. And I don't know if I have and I actually have the other one pulled up here.
Yeah, the other one's great too.
The Date of It shirt, listing his accomplishments on the back there. You could also get that one. So if you want to go in on both of them, it'd be great.
Yeah, and actually, shirts are awesome. When I first met Jax, it was when he had his title run. I think it was 15 or 16 or somewhere. I can't remember the year now when he had that belt. But and actually his first match on Power was with him and I. If you recall, Gary, you were in the seats. Joe called it. I watched it back on the YouTube channel.
You had a lot less hair.
I did have a lot less hair.
You almost had Gary's hair.
And I'm thankful that they cut out the part where Tim beats the hell out of me at the end. But
if I could say, it's still. I think I've said this to you guys before. It was my most offensive, the most offensive moment as a regular fan to Atlanta watching the show. That first of all, that Danny Dealz was pretending to be Mama Storm, and that Joe Galli and David Marquez and everyone else acted like it was.
If you recall, if we were able to see it, Joe is in the middle of an interview and says, "I've heard in my ear, Mama Storm is here." So he had no idea who it was. All right, so let's not throw Joe under the bus. He was like, "They're telling me she's here." I had Candy punch into his earpiece and say it, and he didn't think Candy would lie, so he said it was Mom Storm, and it was not. And you guys all booed me, Gary. You were in the seats.
I booed the hell out of you.
You can hear it.
I'm not ashamed to it.
But you hear better than you can hear him now because your microphone's still not on, Gary. I tried texting you earlier, but
no,
I can hear Gary.
I can hear it, but it's hollow, and I know
Gary.
He
knows.
He knows the microphone. I figured you'd want to use it.
It is.
There
This
it
one.
There it is.
Yeah. Oh God, sorry. I wasn't paying attention to my phone. I had to switch it over.
Story and I didn't want to interrupt you. And I was like,
oh God.
your audio's not as clear as it could be. So
It's perfect. It's perfect. I told all those stories and all those things and did it on the crappy microphone. So
But it was cool to watch it back. I'd never seen it back. At least the match part. I'd never seen it back.
yeah, well, NWA's been releasing a lot of these matches on YouTube over there. You can check out Jack Stade. I actually have one pulled up if we want to watch it later. I didn't want to, this is our New Year's episode, so we're kind of loose with everything. But if we want to in a little bit, we can watch one of the matches. But we also do want to talk about some of the other stuff going on in the National Wrestling Alliance. Of course,
right.
We got a big show coming up. As a matter of fact, Shockwave is coming to the OC Theater in Forney, Texas. That's Saturday, not this Saturday, but the next Saturday, January 11th. We're less than 2 weeks away from this big show. This is going to be awesome.
Sammy Adonis getting back in the game.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, he's going to be part of a big tournament there. There is the 8-man tournament to determine the new #1 contender for the world's heavyweight championship. This one's going to be huge. Now, this is what we know so far. You got a play-in coming up. It's for position number 8 there. Mm-hmm. And you got these other matches. We're going to talk about those. The play-in, of course, is going to be this one that you mentioned, Sam Adonis, Tyler Franks. You're familiar with him, Dealz, and Colby Carino. All of these guys.
That's a lot of blonde. It's an awful lot of blonde in this.
It is a lot of blonde going on there.
Like bleached blonde.
Yeah.
Well, Tyler Frank's hair isn't. I think that's the graphic is doing that to him.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but Colby Jack's got the blonde do going, and Samuel Rudonsky has dyed his hair also. I wonder if he's going to attempt some of that crazy lucha stuff he does. I told him before, I said, you're too tall for that, man. One time he did it was in GPB, Joe, you probably remember. He went to do like a springboard moonsault from the second rope, and his head was almost already on the ground. You know what I mean? Like he barely got any elevation. He's so tall.
Yeah.
He had almost hit the floor before he even came off the rope.
Look, he's a dangerous man no matter what country he's wrestling in, whether it's in Mexico or he's the biggest bad guy anywhere over there. Jeez Louise. And then coming over here and across the border into Texas. I mean, this could steal the show right here. You got 3 super tough dudes that don't mind leaving their feet. And so don't blink on this one because that's going to be a heck of a match that you're going to want to see in person at the OC Theater in Forney, located in the beautiful DFW area.
This one I'm excited about. This is one of the first round matchups. How about this? Kerry Morton is going one-on-one with Wrecking Ball Ligursky. That is wild to me.
You know, it's interesting. I'm trying to remember. Maybe Dealz, maybe Gary, maybe the chat will be able to tell us. Have they ever had a match against each other?
I don't think they've ever had a singles match. No, there might have been a tag with the Southern.
A Southern
like
Six
if anything,
versus
Southern Six.
Yeah,
Southern Six versus Fixers could have happened.
No, it did. It did. It was Legursky, the Fixer, and
oh, that's right, the Fixer.
Oh,
the
Fixer.
Son of a shit.
Boss Bradley.
No, Jay wasn't there. It was other brother that I don't know why I'm blanking.
Oh God.
I don't know why I'm blanking.
I remember that.
No,
I do remember this because I remember Carrie bullying the Fixer with his like mask and everything. And, But
Alex almost took his head off.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, I mean they've had, so they answer the question. That was a long way to get there, but yeah, Matt Vine, you were correct.
There it is. Thank you.
Nice one.
But they've had a 6-man, but I don't think they've ever had a singles, and that's talk about a size difference right there. Legursky, don't call him Doug. Brother. Now listen, we've seen recently in matches where Legursky is out there like he's going for the junior heavyweight title. Up and over.
Well, I was going to say, here's the thing: you can't discount Wrecking Ball Legursky.
No,
like
he's been moving lately. Like I don't know.
He was already huge. He is still huge
or something,
but now he's getting quicker. Like the guy's already tough as nails, and now he's quicker, and he's still huge. And poor Carrie. I just good luck.
Here's the thing: you got to remember where Kerry Morton's coming from. You think Ricky Morton didn't have a match against somebody who was,
of course,
250 pounds heavier?
Yeah,
he's gonna get some notes. He's gonna go over a game plan. There's gonna be something there. I guarantee there will be chicanery at the hands of the Riz God, Kerry Morton.
We will get to this, Carson, for sure. We're going to talk about this. I was actually before we get there, I was going to mention the other first round match we know about, which is Burcho versus Zion. This is just going to be hard hitting. I feel like this is grappling. This is wrestling right here. These are two just tough wrestlers, and that's exciting.
Zion is a skilled technician, Gary. He's very deadly. And of course, Austin Idol's baby boy. So, the genius will be in the house. So
it's interesting too, because if you take a look at this from just like a grappling perspective, you've got that sort of American grappling style that, we see a lot with Zion, and you've got a good world of sport background with Burchell. So similar styles, but different enough to make it very interesting.
Yeah. I'm excited for this one too. This one's going to be great. And all of these are in the first round. So all the matches we just talked about get you in the first round of this tournament. And you can go right now to nationalwrestlingalliance.com and you can download your own version of this bracket sheet and fill out yours to tell us who you think will advance. Who are the number 1, number 2, number 7 seed?
I think they should tell us in the chat right now. In the chat right now, tell us who you think should be 1, 2, and 7. Who do you want to see in this tournament challenging for the 10 pounds of gold? I don't know who I would put at that number 1 spot. There's so many great athletes that we have in our heavyweight division that I'd like to see in that number 1 spot. So I just think it'd be interesting to see what the fans believe could be in there. And already being a champion shouldn't disqualify you. So I feel like guys like Mims or Carson Drake should be in the conversation as well. Perhaps Max the Impaler could fit into there. We've got a lot of options that could be in the 1, 2, or 7 seeds. So tell us in the chat what you think should be there. I think
I'd like to know. And tag the NWA if you want to post your own bracket. We'd love to see them. We'll share the best ones there. Of
even the worst one. We'll share those too.
I'd like to think Kyle has a shot at number 7 now that he's active again.
He is active again. He's an active wrestler, so why not Kyle? But I will say this, and this is just from me. Nobody else is saying this, so this is supposed to be off the record. But I have heard potentially the president of the National Wrestling Alliance might be looking for those brackets to see what you think. And
I was waiting
you
for you to
could
say,
have
like,
an influence.
the late Jimmy Carter is number 2.
Well,
where are we going?
not anymore. Not anymore.
The ghost of Jimmy Carter.
I saw right before I came on here because of the movie podcast. I guess I'm in some movie algorithm or something, but somebody had posted a meme of like, did you know that Jimmy Carter was alive for every single Nosferatu release?
Yeah, I saw that on Twitter. Yeah. 79 and 29. And Jimmy Carter is actually, he was not the president when I was born, but he's the first one that I remember. I don't remember him well. I just remember him being characterized as a peanut in like the newspapers. That's it. That's what I really remember.
I remember finding pictures of like from my grandparents' stash of pictures of them being at a like a rally for Jimmy Carter back in the day. We grew up in Georgia, so he was
Hey,
the
Gary.
man there.
Maybe. That's my answer.
Maybe.
Yeah, could be.
Wait a minute. What do we got here?
Number one, we have Alex outside your window, Gary. As
We got a super chat too. Carson Drake got his name from an all-male cowboy movie. Which movie was that?
That's clever. That's clever. I like that. Thank you, Cosmic Joe.
Could be Bonanza. Well, that was a TV show.
That was TV. Did they make a movie? I want to say they did.
I think so. Bubby, relax.
Cosmic Joe, thank you so much. Appreciate you always.
Mm-hmm.
Let's look at some of the other matches because I'll tell you what I've noticed about Shockwave. It is full of just what is happening matches. Like it just seems like unreal stuff. Like you wouldn't have called it in a million years, but I'm excited to see. Like for instance, what about the Country Gentlemen are going to be taking on Sam Stackhouse and Eric Smalls? This is wild. What a match. The United States Tag Team Champions.
Well, do we know what iteration of the men that are from the country that are gentle? Is Papa Joe going to be in the ring, or is he outside the ring? Well, he's in the chat. He can probably tell us, but I wonder if it's going to be Bubblegum and AJ.
Well, I had heard somewhere that if it was Joe Kazana in the ring, that it was the Country Joes, but I don't know. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't know. Well, I think Kyle just freestyled that. I don't know that they like to be called that.
Well, Kyle might be a fan of Clint Eastwood because we're talking to an empty chair this entire podcast. I don't know where he went.
I don't know what happened to Kyle. Kyle disappeared. This person says Odinson should win every championship in the National Wrestling Alliance. We were wishing Odinson, first of all, a happy birthday and a happy recovery. He's going to have to bounce back because actually, since you said it, we might as well jump into that. Odinson is going to be in action at Shockwave. He's expected to be back.
He's going to be
clear?
cleared?
Look at that.
He's going to be
I mean, that's the question because the Immortals are supposed to take on Daisy Kill and Talos. This feud's been going on a while.
He might go right back on the injury list. He keeps messing with Talos.
Woof.
We were talking about how people, earlier when we were talking about Jax, like how big he was, and the camera didn't do him justice. It doesn't Talos either. Like I don't think people understand. No. He's it's like an apartment complex walking next to you.
I've told that story that it's 100% true that I turned the corner and ran face first into Talos. Like just my face hit his chest, and it was like I had just drunkenly walked into a brick wall. Like it was just.
And it's not like you're 5'5", Gary. You know what I mean? So.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I'm like a 6 foot dude. So I'm not used to like just bumping into people in that way that I'm like, excuse me, sir. I apologize and I need to fix my face. Back to odd matches because this one's going to be tough. But how about this? Intergender. Look at this. You don't see this much from the National Wrestling Alliance, but Natalia Markova is going to be taking on Hunter. And in each corner, Natalia Markova is going to have Brian Idol, who recently we've heard was injured, and then and Kylie Page, which we've also heard was injured. But they're going to be cornering both these people. So Natalia Markova versus Hunter. This is a wild match.
I'm sure that match won't break down at all.
No personal animosity whatsoever.
No, zero. So it'll be okay. Yeah. Well, yeah. We'll see how that turns out. It's an interesting matchup for sure. But
well, it's crazy to me because Natalia Markova is one of the hardest hitting and toughest women I've ever seen in my entire life, and then Hunter is just an insane high flying, just impressive sight to see, like in the middle of the ring. It's just I'm excited for this one. This is going to be interesting. A lot of people always complain to us that the territories don't get enough representation on the main show. Well, how about this? The Exodus Pro Heavyweight Championship is going to be on the line as Pretty Boy Smooth shows back up to 40 Texas, and he's going to be defending it against Baron Von Storm. This is, I don't know. Welcome back.
Who's gotten his
PBS
corner, Smooth, with his mentor and perhaps the next NWA World's Heavyweight Champion behind him.
yeah, EC3. Yeah. Old PB Smooth, who's about 7 foot himself,
Oh man, the dude's a beast.
coming out of Exodus.
You ever see any of his social media posts? That guy is a star.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. If you don't follow Pretty Boy Smooth on social media, you should. He's
We're
got
missing
great
out.
social media. You want to keep up with what he's doing. This guy is fantastic and obviously a great champion in Exodus Pro. But, I mean, he's going to be facing a former World's Heavyweight Championship in Baron Von Storm. This is going to be an interesting one. Could Baron Von Storm take the Exodus Pro Championship? This is...
Boy,
I
that
don't
would
know.
be
Could
something.
EC3 could be there to just hand the belt over?
Look,
Yeah,
I'm glad
I mean-
look, if he wins it, that means Baron Von Storm's got to travel up to the Rust Belt, and they love Von Raschke. You know, I'm just saying.
No, they do. They do. So I mean,
They love the claw up there as much as they love it in Texas. Thank you.
I'll have to send. I'll have to send the claw foam hands up there for the people up there at Exodus Pro. They'll blow them out. Yeah, they love.
By the way, one of your greatest merch ideas ever. That's a fantastic
Go behind Joe.
piece of merchandise.
I
love that.
The territory representation. It's not just PB Smooth, Hunter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Well,
Rosanna's,
good point.
technically, you know.
Tyler, Frankenbeans.
Yeah.
Well, when I said that, I
Davis,
think
he's my
people just
territory
want to see. People want to see as a fan myself. People want to see like the territory championships defended around and get a chance if you're not in that territory to see potentially a territory championship get defended, or like Jeremiah Plunkett with the Mid America Championship. I will always vouch for that. That man's traveling all over the place defending that title. People,
Yeah, he's
people like to have the
adding
opportunity.
patches to his jacket, if you notice.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, where he's defending Bubby. Please relax. It's okay.
Bubby wants it too. That's all. That's
Yeah,
all
he
I'm
wants
saying.
in too. Yeah, but he's got to work his way up the rankings. You know?
All right. Well, the match we've all been waiting for, at least the chat, because both these men are in the chat. Won't shut up about it. How about this? The
Whoa.
World Television Championship is on the line as Carson Bartholomew Drake defends the World Television Championship against Alex Misery. Could fans of the live stream have gotten any luckier that like these two prominent individuals on Monday nights are going to be going one-on-one here for one of the coolest titles in the NWA?
Is there anybody that could deny that Carson Drake is the success story of the National Wrestling Alliance in 2024?
No, I think you're onto something there for sure.
From breaking into just being a territory guy to being
Yeah.
brought into NWA proper on NWA programming to building himself in a way that just is undeniable and entertaining is all. Becoming the NWA television champion. I mean, this guy, and it's not just because he's a friend of the pod, like legit that work ethic, that drive, that determination. This guy is somebody who's not going to take anybody telling him he can't do something. He is he's definitely one of the more driven individuals I've met. And it's annoying as shit because he's young. He's young, he's good looking, and he's talented, and he's got his whole life ahead of him. Like, screw it. Never mind, I hate him now.
I second that. But good for them. Good for them both, because they're both very, very talented. I'm excited to see this match. These two, both of them can go. So
And
this is
Misery.
going to be a big defense.
Misery Low-key is probably one of the most athletic wrestlers I've ever witnessed. He moves fast. He could take a beating. He does things that you would not expect from him. I swear, like the weirdness is just a distraction from his skill level.
Yeah, this is CBD versus LSD right here. That's what this is.
Hey, yo.
Carson Drake dropping an interesting fun fact in the chat here. I debuted at the first ever SAW win and then won the World TV Championship at the second one. Sequel's always better. So this is this just backs up the point that Kyle made. So
all right, so SAW win 2 was the Road Warrior. Okay.
Yeah, well, you've never seen
Or
an
Evil
Alex
Dead.
Misery match that wasn't memorable in some way, where something didn't happen, where you were just like, holy crap.
Joe, do you remember when we had that show in the bar and there was that second balcony? And
you want to jump off.
him? Yeah, he was like, I think I can run across this and dive. I'm like, that's a 20-something foot drop. And if you miss it, you hit this metal. He's like, I got this.
Yeah, we had to block the
we blocked
that hallway so he couldn't get up there. Yeah.
So during the match, he literally went up, saw it was blocked, got annoyed, and went and did something else. And I just remember looking over at Joe, and we're both like, we're glad that he couldn't get that done.
I agree, Alex. You should have done it.
I mean, listen, I didn't try to talk him out of it. I wanted to see it, but
I mean, I didn't know we were going that backstage, but I'll say I remember being there for when even President William Patrick Corgan was like, "No."
Yes,
I do
like
remember
that.
He's like, I
from
can't.
Here? No.
He was like, I can't be responsible for that. it just
As the guy who has to procure insurance all the time for these things, I'm very happy he didn't do that.
Yeah,
that is good. Our premiums are going to go through the roof now.
Yeah, our annual can't handle that. I'm also glad we don't have fireworks at shows ever because I feel like you'd do something with that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, 100%. Alex Misery would do something with that. I legitimately look behind me because when he says he's outside my window, I believe him because there's nothing that Alex Misery says he will or is willing to do that I don't believe is true.
He lives in Florida. I don't think
don't leave a zip tie around him. All right.
Oh, true. That time he just zip-tied Colby's ear to the freaking. Oh boy!
Now you gave him an idea. If you look at,
you already did it. Oh,
No.
the chat had something.
Fireworks.
Oh
Great
no,
idea.
fireworks! Great idea. At least somebody thinks that.
Look at that.
Compared to my 10-year-old stepson, I
Hey,
definitely am.
Look, you got to bring your own pyro sometimes.
Yeah, I did that a few times actually at some indie shows in Kentucky and brought sparklers for one. I tried the pop things, but they just don't.
You got to get a straight up Roman candle and just.
We were
Silas Mason
outside
in
for
the
one of them.
tourney?
We could have done it, but
Oh, that's a good question. Silas Mason is scheduled to appear. He will be there in Forney, Texas, in the capacity of which I do not know. There's several names that I've seen on the sheet that will be in Forney, Texas, and that I do not know what they're supposed to be doing. I don't even see a match lined up for them, and so I'm very intrigued. I essentially have a list of people where I go, any of these people could be in this tournament, and I'm kind of pulling for several of them.
yeah. Carson's pointing out that fire is illegal. It's
Like,
and I'm sure he also thinks it's for drug addicts.
Someone should tell the sun.
Yeah, but actually, Kyle, I was telling the guys when you left for a minute that now that you're active again, you should be the 7th seed.
I am no longer an active competitor. Let's talk about our things we've learned this year. Me, after not being in the ring for 13 years, it's a good idea to stay out of the ring as far as that. I'm going to keep on wearing a suit and a tie. And Joe Galli, I thought about you yesterday. I ruined one of my suits because I got essential oils all over it by accident. And I said, I'm going to go try to find a replacement. Couldn't find it. So I said, I'm going to do what Joe does. I was going to get some funky blazers all the time and just mix it up going forward instead of trying to do the 3-piece suit thing.
Yeah.
So I got a beautiful pastel jacket that I cannot wait to wear.
And that doesn't have any of your fluids all over it.
No, the essential oils. No, legit. Like essential oils. Hold on. Like one of these with like an oil diffuser and stuff like that. I threw my blazer off when I got home from one of our last shows, and it was just on the counter. It was touching this. So like a day later, I grabbed my jacket, completely saturated with oils all the way down the back. Smells beautiful.
Smelled great though.
It did, but you can't get rid of this weird dark thing on the back of it where you could see that it definitely absorbs something. CBD, Thrills, and Cole Reno.
I get where you're going.
The top
Yeah, I
three.
gotcha.
Stan
Top
is his
three.
top 3 of the year.
Kyle's got a purple blazer.
I actually did just buy a lavender blazer.
And a
It
top
was
hat.
lavender
He
one.
has a top
the
hat.
NWA purple ones too.
Yeah, but that's purple. That's NWA. That's not this. But this bitch is lavender. It is beautiful. It is fits me great. Because here's the other thing. I don't know if people in the chat have this problem. If you have a lot of shoulders and traps, they make suit jackets for people that aren't built like that. So everything's got extra padding and shit. So if you already have it, it makes it do this weird thing where it just pops out wrong and points. You got to find shit without elbow pads, shoulder pads. So hard. Question of 2025 should be, when is the Eric Smalls Sammy Stackhouse tag merch dropping in the store? We don't even have a name for them yet, but I have decided, and I think the boss likes this. So we're just running with it. Size matters.
Yeah. Let's let him get a couple matches underneath him.
That's a good name for a tag team.
I didn't say, I'm not talking about you. Cole. I'm saying for the merchandise. Let's let him get a couple.
Yeah.
Before we
Alex
start.
Misery has a few matches under his belt. He's asking for some merch.
Because all you know is, what if Eric Smalls just the first match they have as a tag team after they were announced just turns around, bam, dick punch.
Yeah, and
Tag
then
team's
it's over.
over. He's going to be stuck with all these shirts that he can't sell now that just say size matters, punch that dick. And
Dick
you're going to be
punch.
like, where some kid
Weird.
in the middle of nowhere is going to be
2024.
wearing that.
Oh.
Boy.
What's your favorite power moment of 2024, Gary?
Oh, of 2024.
Yeah, the year
It's
that's
like, I was going to answer 2023.
Yeah, because I was thinking I've only considered it up till like 2021. Honestly, no. 2024 favorite power moment. I should have been ready for that. I should have expected that we would have that discussion.
I was hoping you would just pick something from last week. Oh, I remember this.
No, I think 100%. I will say that it's from NWA 76, but since it aired as NWA Power, Tom Latimer winning the 10 pounds of gold is my favorite moment of 2024. I think nobody's worked harder or deserves it more, who has been steadily there for the National Wrestling Alliance, and it's just a good dude. Like, I was happy to finally see him overcome all obstacles, defeat EC3, and win the gold. That's my moment.
That's solid. I'm going to go back to Eric Smalls once again for my moment, and that would be the dive off the cage at Hard Times in Dothan. That would be my pick.
Yeah, brother's crazy.
That is crazy. Or me courageously putting my body on the line to save Kyle Davis.
The Avenged Kyle moment.
With an equalizer. It's a tie between those.
I was a big fan of our death match that aired from Paranoia on the debut of that thing that we were on at that point in time. Otherwise, it would have to be just being involved again. I did not get getting my eardrum ruptured, but it was very nice to be able to say how I feel on camera for once.
I thought you were going to say Carson's cooking show, but
you know
what? Oh my God, though, that was. I have footage of the three of us sitting at the announce table watching those be filmed, laughing our asses off. You guys never saw the whole things. You saw clips of it.
Yeah,
that's true.
There was
those things were more drawn out than that. And yes, I will agree with Exodus here. That ultimate match of death was
that was pretty crazy.
Yes.
Mine is a tie. It's Plunkett returning and winning the Mid-American title, and Alex winning the junior heavyweight title. It'll be got.
Oh God,
that's true.
Yeah.
And now
props to Alex. That's a good moment. But if you were saying power,
it'll be gotten.
That's right.
Alex winning the title was not on NWA Power.
Oh yeah,
no, that's
they
not
showed
true.
a small clip of
we
it.
Aired the clip. The clip did air on Power.
Yeah,
you didn't see the whole match, but
Yeah,
they aired
okay.
the clip where he was.
And one of my favorite behind the scenes moment was us watching the music videos be filmed.
Oh yeah, actually that is pretty great. By the Book was my favorite thing that I didn't see get produced at all. Like I just saw that when it aired, and that by far was my favorite thing that I didn't have a peek behind the curtain for.
Well, I was Sherry and I were setting something up in the lobby. Maybe it was the merchandise or something, but we could see the playback on the screen, but no music. So they really looked insane from where I was.
Yeah,
I stand by my choice, Scott B. I will say that this that me putting over Latimer winning the title might sound like I'm dissing EC3 at all, but like I would say my two of my favorite moments of 2024 involved EC3. So I'm not dissing EC3.
Speaking of EC3, if you guys followed his socials, he is in the process in his derangement. He's looking for the greatest medieval, what is it? Not medieval times. What's the thing where you go to like a, my girlfriend would know this.
Shoney's?
The thing where you dress up like medieval times and you go and do that. Renaissance Fair.
Yeah.
EC3 is looking for the greatest Renaissance Fair in the United States. If anybody in the chat has the answer, let us know.
Another great moment of NWA Power might have been this man. Blue Meanie also getting President William Patrick Corgan to dance in the middle of the ring. Yeah. That's a pretty solid moment right there.
No death metal. I like folk music. Lumineers are my favorite band.
Yeah, no death metal for Kyle.
Yeah, he doesn't.
He doesn't speed metal though. Kyle did get introduced to Slayer, and he saw him live.
I saw Slayer with the Southern Six and Danny Dealz and a whole slew of other people before they beat my ass. That was a trip.
It was awesome.
That's this week on Power. The favorite match: Temple of Doom versus
Temple of Doom. Yeah, old Stoney getting in the game.
Adventurer.
Yeah.
This surely doesn't seem like one of the members of Temple of Doom as their burner account. But
I would hope that their burner
it was actually put over a lot of Plunkett, so I think it's actually Plunkett. It's asked multiple times to see more Plunkett.
No, Punky's got a profile in here. He's got a.
That doesn't mean he can't have an extra.
That's true. Best dance of 24. I don't know. He might have the best a cappella. Kyle, we heard it in Chicago. He's got that.
He's very, very skilled. I think 2024 was a year of a lot of things being up in the air and people not being quite sure what was going to be and what would be. And let's face it, that is partly life. But coming up in 2025, it is now a time for everybody just to focus, to try to make the best out of whatever they have going on there. Because let's face it, perfect isn't something that's real. It's just in your imagination. And also, I'm going to give you guys one more other thing. Everything you hear and everything you think is just some story you're telling yourself. If you think that Joe's upset with me, and in my head, he looked a weird way when I said something, and I go, well, Joe doesn't like me anymore. That's a story I'm telling myself. And if you're just going to end up telling yourself a bunch of lies, you might as well just lie to yourself about a bunch of good shit too, because that's also the same way it works. So just tell yourself this. You're worth it. Everything's fantastic. And if we've learned one damn thing in the last week, it's that you never know what's going to happen. You never know when your last moment's going to be. So freaking just enjoy yourself and be honest and show the people that you spend time with that you care about them, and be honest to yourself. Don't bullshit, because you don't know when things are going to end. It's 2025. You need a time of year to come up with something and say, hey, now's the time for a change. But start going to the gym. I'm going to eat a little bit better. I'm going to end up hugging my family a little bit more. Whatever it is, do your damn thing. 2025 is right around the corner. Here's your excuse to be better if you want to be.
Can I just add on to that and say that that's also for you, like wrestling fans on Reddit or on X or wherever, YouTube, when you get so jaded and you're so like caught up in what you think should happen or should be, like just remember a lot of these people. I don't want to get too personal about it, but I will just say, like, a lot of these people are busting their ass to perform for you. I'm not one of them, so I feel that I can say this freely.
Gary, you work hard. I don't know what
you do. You're one of my favorite people.
Well,
too.
No, I'm just saying, like, a lot of these people in the ring are busting their ass for you, and they're trying to put on shows, and they take whatever they're given, and they try to make the best of it. They try to put on a show, and like, have an actual like great match with each other, and like and they beat the living hell out of each other and compete in the middle of the ring. And it's easy to sit on the sidelines and just talk about like I wish it had gone a different way, or I wish that what I think would have been better would have happened. And then but like I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this, except to just say, try to be a little bit more.
Own it. You got this, baby.
Come on.
I'm just saying, just be a little bit more appreciative of what you've got in front of you. And if you don't like it, there's plenty of other options out there. But like a lot of these people, you never know when the last time you're going to get a chance to see somebody in the middle of the ring is. So enjoy it, take it. Like it just, I'm glad that I've enjoyed every bit of 2024 with the National Wrestling Alliance and what's been going on, and I have no regrets. And
you got this. When we were growing up, there was like an hour a week of wrestling on TV. When I was younger, there was so little for us to do. Kevin Smith is one of my favorite human beings alive. If you ever listened to any of his podcasts or anything like that, he had a heart attack years ago, and it made him really reevaluate his life. The fact of the matter is that we have so much content for us to enjoy, and there is so much different flavors and variants of everything for whatever you're into, that as long as you're willing to like get through this much, this little piece might be the only thing that hits you, but damn it, it's delicious. And the thing is like, there's so much to do, and they're so busy in life that to even find the time or to even be able to take a few moments away and just try to sit down and be like, I'm going to get lost in this for a little bit. It matters so much. And I just really hope that everybody one day just goes, you know what? I should stop being so critical of things and just be like, somebody made that. That exists.
It's being a part of the National Wrestling Alliance and doing this thing has been like the biggest thing where like I felt like I don't fit in with the regular weekly podcast where I critique everything. Because if you want negativity, if you want people to shit on something, you don't need me for that, brother. That's the cool thing to do. Every other freaking thing, I'm trying to censor myself. Every other thing out there does that, but you don't need that from me. I'm going to be here to tell you about what I love and what I love about it. And, you know, the world would be a way cooler place if more people did that, I feel like. And, you know, that's just why I kind of got out of that game too, because that just seems like everybody could shit on something. Be better.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think I could put it any better than you guys. And now that we're past the top of the hour and I can hear my baby crying the other thing.
Let's go spend time with your family.
A moment of something.
Joe Galli has a family. What is this?
Hey,
we all do.
Yeah, but you know who else is part of our family? Sal.
Life, as we know it, exists to be unexpected. Sometimes the mundane is the normal, and sometimes the mundane is insane. You just have to dig a little deeper, turn the corner to find a new adventure. Or sometimes you just need to pop the trunk. Follow me.
Hot damn it. Pop the trunk.
Hard to be mad at
that. Is, I know.
Sal was just in a car accident 2 days ago.
Happy New Year, everybody.
And his trunk did not pop, so he's good.
All right. Happy New Year, people. Thank you for being here. We appreciate every single one of you for joining us in the chat. You're all great. We love being here. Can't wait for 2025. 2025 is going to be a good year for the National Wrestling Alliance. I feel it in my bones.
Do you know what the official food of 2025 is? Gravy cakes.
Oh, but I did want to add into it though. Go buy that Jack Stain shirt on the nationalwrestlingalliance.com/shop. That is going to the family. So
and on my Twitter,
go show your love for a man who gave everything to this business and this company. Thanks for being here, everybody. In 2025, enjoy your gravy cakes.